we're finishing off part 2 of The World Conforms to You. You don't conform to the world. Stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Kim Velez. I am a former trauma therapist, now turned transformation, manifestation, life coach, whatever you want to call me. I am all right with. And I'm making a part 2 because there was a technical glitch. I seriously have no clue what happened because I watched the entire video back after it's edited before it's uploaded. So I'm just going to recap a tiny bit and then just fully dive in and just kind of like take off. I don't even remember what the video got cut off at, the one that I uploaded a couple days ago. But we're talking about how you keep giving up your power, right? When 3D showing you something that isn't what you desire, that you're still tied into the conditions, you're allowing the circumstances to decide and dictate how you see yourself. You're allowing the circumstances to decide and dictate what you get to have. And we're allowing the 3D to tell us that something is truthful or not, right? And so this is the work that we're doing to unprogram how we respond to circumstances. We've all been trained to respond this way in circumstances. This is why you have to like unpattern yourself and then repattern yourself. And this is what the persistence of the work is daily until you really understand this, you are this, and it gets easier and easier. One of the things that I fucking love is when I first had my self-concept and it was really low, I reacted all the time internally, right? Not so much in the 3D every once in a while, right? We're fucking human. This is not about being perfect, but it was internally. I felt not good enough. That old story was activated. The old me was fucking alive and thriving, unfortunately, right? And I knew it. I could feel her. I felt not good enough. I felt insecure. I felt unloved. I felt all these things. But I kept reminding myself many things. One is I made the commitment for my personal transformation that I decided for myself that I will no longer allow myself to be this woman. That this woman, while I love her, she was amazing and incredible. It was time to release her. It was time to release my old identity of this is who I am in my love life. And so I knew I'm the only one that can change that, right? Didn't matter about the SP, doesn't matter about new SPs. I'm the only one who can choose a different belief about myself. So I committed to that. I wasn't interested. I was fully fucking committed. So what is the difference? If you're someone who's interested in something, you'll pay attention to it. You might play with it a little bit here and there, but the minute it requires you to get uncomfortable, the minute it inconveniences you, you're like, fuck that. I'm not doing this, right? Somebody who's committed, they are all in. They have crowded out any other possibilities because they've decided I'm committed to this. So they don't let anything stand in the way of what they chose to commit to. So I made that commitment with me because I knew that every day that I wake up breathing alive on this beautiful planet, I have a choice. I can either continue to emotional suffer and manifest in shitty love experiences and feel awful in those experiences, or I can choose to reprogram my self-concept in love. I can choose to reprogram my story of love, and I can choose to manifest in amazing, incredible versions of men and actually be attracted to them. Because when I was manifesting those types of men in, when I had low self-concept, I felt like I was repelled like against them. Like I was so unattracted to those men because they weren't a match to my story of me. So that's what I committed to. So every day that I felt not good enough, every day I had 3D showing me the opposite, every day I was triggered and my old self-concept was fully activated in me and it was dominantly who I felt and was very familiar with being, I kept doing the work. And I reminded myself, I said, bitch, you made a commitment to you, so you're going to stick this out because you're the only person that you need to convince that you're fucking good enough. And then I reminded myself too that I'm doing this for me because I'm the creator of my reality. And if I'm creating my reality, then my story and viewpoint of me has to change. That I'm worthy and deserving, and I want to become a version of myself that she knows that without a shadow of a doubt in her love life. And I reminded myself, you're doing this to become her, not to get the guy. The guy will come. The guy did come. That's what happens, right? It wasn't about getting the guy. It was about changing me so that I knew it was inevitable and I knew that I was worthy to get the kind of guy that I wanted. Okay. So those are the main things that I kept reminding myself. Then I also, anytime I felt insecure, and those of you that have been following me for a minute, I got a mantra. I've been saying it for years. When in doubt, self-concept it the fuck out. Because when you are trying to affirm for the fucking specific person and you're trying to get them to show up different in your 3D reality so you feel better, you ain't changing, baby. And if you ain't changing, your world is not going to follow. Remember, you're not conforming. We're not trying to make outside of us change and then we conform and feel better because they change. We're conforming us, and out here will catch up. That is the fucking law. It's happening all day long, even with your negative thinking, even with your old perspectives and belief systems. It's what you've solidified in your reality for you. So this is what the work is, babes. The work is, instead of needing other people to make you a priority, instead of needing other people to prove to you and show you that you matter, instead of you needing other people to choose you and commit to you, you're going to start making yourself a priority. You're going to start showing yourself that you fucking matter. You're going to start, showing up for yourself and choosing yourself. Because when we're in low self-concept, we don't do those things. It doesn't match with who we are. So remember, your subconscious mind is controlling your actions, your habits, and your decisions that you make every fucking day automatically. Okay. So because we have free will of our mind, we can change our thoughts and reprogram our habits and our beliefs. So what your job is then is to remind yourself that, okay, when I have low self-concept, right? Because this is what we do. I know, because I was her. 100,000 fucking percent. So I know that's why I can say all this shit. Because I'm like, babe, I've been there. I've been there for many, many years, and now I'm not her anymore. And so, but I can still remember. Trust me. And what we do when we have low self-concept, we get so fucking mad, we get so irritated in, a narrative and a version of someone, and you need to show me that I matter. You're not paying enough attention to me. You don't value me. You're not making me a priority, right? You're not choosing me. You're not being considerate of me. All these things. So I used to do it. I used to go to them and I would bitch to them like, I need you to do this so I feel different, right? And the problem is momentarily, sometimes the versions you have, even when they're shitty versions, they may show up a little bit more on point, but it will quickly go back to what it was because you need someone to do this for you outside of you, because without it, you don't know that you matter. Without it, you don't know that you're a priority. Without it, you don't know that you're special and you're fucking worthy of commitment and that you're chosen. You need someone to reflect this to you, because when it's not being reflected to you, you don't know it. So this is what self-concept work is to become a version of yourself that knows it, and the world conforms to it. I don't care what 3D shows you. 3D is irrelevant, babes. Here's how I take 3D. Whenever 3Ds in my life, we're human, we're going to see and notice certain things in our world. And if it's something that I do not prefer, I simply look at it two ways. One, I'm like, okay, this is feedback. So what's happening with me as I'm observing this, right? Am I being triggered? Is there a belief about me that's saying, oh, because I'm seeing this or having this experience, it's a negative reflection against me? Or am I feeling awful about myself? What is my story? Like, I always go within and check me, because I'm the one creating all of this shit. So I got to find out, okay, babe, what's happening to you? If I'm triggered, then I know I got more work. Like that, this is just going to continue until I alchemize and resolve that trigger, right? Through the reprogramming of the belief system that's activated in me that's causing the negative emotions. Then I also look at 3D as, so one is feedback. And the other thing is like, oh, okay, so What do I want instead? I just shift into that. I mean, those are the two things that I do anytime. I don't care how little the circumstances. I mean, sometimes if it's like a little itty bitty circumstance, I'm like, all right, is this a pattern? Do I really need to care about this? No. Okay, cool. It'll never happen again and move it along. Right. Uh, that's how I check me. And that's how I've shifted. That's how I became a version of myself who knows her worth and value. And this is what I teach all the people that come in my world and get massive fucking results. See, the people that come to me, they're not just getting a little text here and there once in a while and still feeling like shit. No, these are women and men who are so committed. They're not interested. They're committed. They want to change what they believe about themselves, because the stories they believe about themselves, they're not good enough and worthy. Love's hard. People don't want them, like shitty stories, right? They want to reprogram. They want to become the version of them that knows they're so amazing and incredible and actually fucking believes it, right? And they want to be a version of themselves that knows their goddess, that knows that they can have anyone they want. And when they're around these people, they don't feel intimidated. They don't feel insecure. They want to know that their dream life is inevitable. So they know, they want to know, or they already know that the world conforms to them. They don't conform to the world. And so when they come in my world and they do the work, they start getting shifts. I mean, we just did the Align Love Masterclass. People were shifting on day fucking one, because I don't waste time with bullshit. I get right to the fucking root, because that's what we're here to do, right? I don't do superficial shit. And that's why my clients get massive results. And that's why they keep coming back to work with me, because they shift so much. They get massive fucking results, commitment, they get the relationship, they get totally different versions of SP. To me, what's most important is that they become this new, empowered, confident fucking woman, that they're just like so excited about everything, and they've never felt that way before. And it's like incredible that they get to wake up every day and know these things. And if something does trigger them or activate them, they know what to do to absolve it and work through it, and it doesn't knock them the fuck down, right? And then they're manifesting their dream lives in all areas. So this is what happens when you come in my world. We don't do inconsequential manifesting. We don't do the stupid shit that people are teaching you, which is fucking wrong. That's why it ain't working. And this is why a lot of people are staying stuck in massive limbo and massive pain and in a massive version of SPs that suck shit, basically. And they don't feel any different about themselves, and it's sad. That breaks my heart, because they're extending their pain when they don't have to. They're extending themselves, being a version of themselves who has a narrative about themselves that hurts them when they don't have to, right? And they're extending themselves, remaining in a reality and in a timeline where manifesting's hard and they're not getting what they want. And that just sucks, because we're doing this work so that we move out of the realities that we were having before, and we move out of a version of ourselves who didn't believe in themselves before, or didn't think that it could be possible for them to feel good about themselves or love themselves or manifest in versions of people who value them and respect them, right? So then what are we doing, right? Like, so this is what happens when you come in my world. And that's why I teach what I teach, because it's the fucking truth and it's the solution. I've done it. And like I've said, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials from people every day. I don't get hundreds a day, but I get several a day, whether it's social media, DMs, my fucking email inbox. I mean, it's just nonstop, because it works. So this is why I keep showing up and keep teaching this. And I have to reach as many people as possible on this planet, because we don't have to suffer and we can manifest being amazing, incredible versions that we really are. We just don't know it yet, and get the results that we want, and get even better results than we even fucking posited even before, right? So when you understand all of this, then you know that the world conforms to you, baby. Your job is to be beautiful, be magnetic, heal yourself, do your inner work, reprogram your beliefs, carry yourself that's in alignment with the version you're choosing to be, and you practice being her mentally, emotionally, and behaviorally every single day until you're it. And when you're it, you know it's done. When you're it, you don't let 3D control you. When you're it, you trust and know in the unseen. When you're it, you know what you want is inevitable. And when you're it is when it gets easier and easier to consciously manifest the big stuff, right? It's not big, but we feel like it is because it's a overhaul of a belief system and an identity that we've held on, some of us decades and some of us just years, right? So I love you all so much. You're incredible. You're amazing. Because our Align Love Masterclass was so fucking phenomenal, we have decided to do a more intensive, deeper program called Align Love Intensive. And it's all about self-concept and love, right? And shifting into this goddess identity. It's a 4-week boot camp. It is a smaller group of people. We don't want hundreds like we had in masterclass because we want it more intimate and really doing a lot of valuable hot seat coaching. So if you're interested, the link is below. It starts May 6th. And we've already sold out halfway because the people that were in the masterclass, we let them know about it and they all jumped in because they were so like, this was fucking amazing. I'm ready to spend more time with you guys. So we're going to shut it down soon. It's like we said, we really want it smaller. So we can really support you guys on a more intimate level. But details are below. If you have any questions, you just email us at hello@strikingbrilliance.com. And I love you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.